Hello, my lovely vixens. It's Foxy here.
What are we doing?
So, recently I've been working on a lot of content that has taken an immense amount of time and energy from all parties involved. None of that is up yet, but for my sanity this week, I needed to slow it down. And we're gonna do a classic Ask Foxy moment. Because I felt like after my coming back video and then my Vengeance Rain trailer, there have been a lot of questions about life and things in general. So I asked you guys on Instagram and on our Discord if you guys had any questions for Ask Foxy, and you did.
So let's get into it.
Nick's Horses says, which Vengeance Rain character do you relate to the most? Personally, probably Avila and Avie. I feel like Avie, I looked up to her growing up, and I kind of made her what I wanted to be. This just so fearless and no insecurities and does her thing and is not gonna let anyone tell her otherwise. So I have always related to her and always kind of looked up to her in a way. And then Avila just...
No.
I feel like Avila's every part of myself and has been for a really long time. And then Catrix definitely has my sense of humor. Did you continue collecting through those years you were absent? I definitely did. Mainly customs. I got some OF Breyers only when I liked them. I mean, if you know me, I'm such a hater. For someone who loves model horses, I'm just so picky. I only really buy a horse if I really like it and I really want it. And for OF Breyers, that's very rare, honestly. Which is great, because it saves my bank account. And I do want to do a video soon of all the horses I got since I've been gone. And just do a big haul, because it's a few. Stargazing SC Breyers says, did you still keep your collection displayed when you were absent from the hobby? My collection is quite large. I have over 400 traditionals, so where I've been, I haven't had a designated room and space for them. So there were times when I would have a couple horses out. Most of them stayed back at my dad's house, because there, my room, you've all seen it, is big enough to hold them all, and they've got their own half of the room. Now I've started to slowly bring them over to my new apartment, much to the dismay of my boyfriend, because they take up a lot of space. But I've got one of my shelves here, and then I've got a shelf upstairs, and then uncalled for sits next to my bed because
she's so hot.
But I hope at some point I live somewhere big enough that I can just have all of them reunited eventually. OTDB Studios says, favorite memory from your time in the hobby?
Oh goodness.
I mean, there have definitely been so many. I think the Vengeance Rain panel at BreyerFest, I feel like it was 2015 or 2016. That was a really special time, just getting to meet all of you, and all the cast was there. Someone asked us to all say a line from Vengeance Rain in our character's voice. So I had to whip out my British Avila real quick. It was very nerve-wracking, and especially since all of the cast and crew, we all have major anxiety issues. So it was definitely a fun time. But other than that, I think the summer 2019 when we filmed this season of Vengeance Rain was definitely up there as well. Anytime they come to film. I mean, the last time we filmed was literally chaos in the best way.
Have you felt how heavy this one is?
Are they different sizes?
Yeah.
Hello, my lovely vixens.
This is why you need a man to do this.
And they're coming back this weekend. Tears Photography says, who is your favorite in your collection? I don't know if, I can pick a favorite. I feel like this over here is my shelf of favorites, quite possibly. I mean, you can't knock Tiger. Tiger's definitely an OG here. Check him out. That's definitely a fave. Look at that shit.
Bruh.
Gallo Ping Productions. Wait, that's cute. How did you have the motivation to complete Vengeance Rain Season 1? That, honestly, is a question that I still ask myself, and I think about that all the time. Because I don't feel like I have that energy and motivation anymore. It feels so much more difficult. But I think it is also easier just because we're in high school and, I didn't have a job that I had to do. Honestly, when I was working on Vengeance Rain, there was 1 year of school. I missed 80 days.
So
That's just all I was doing all the time. But now I work for a production company, editing. So I edit all day, and then I get off and edit more. and it's just every day of my life is editing. The motivation is a little harder to keep up these days, but I just want to watch it when it's done. All the production, it's great, it's fine. I love writing it, and I love filming with my friends. The best part is just sitting back and watching a finished episode, honestly. That's like my main motivation, is like, I just want to see the show be done. Eventing Equestrian asks, are you looking for any help or voices for Vengeance Reign? So I am not going to be hosting public casting calls ever again. We just made that decision because there was a little bit ago that I asked if people were interested in being extras in Vengeance Reign, and they could email me. And so I have like a whole team of people who are kind of just waiting to get roles, and so I will host casting calls through our team Discord, and anyone who's already a part of all that is able to send in an audition. But I think what we're also going to do is, when we launch our Patreon for Vengeance Reign, Patreon supporters will also have the option to audition. But public casting calls, we are done with, actually, for the rest of the show. Stormy Strike asks, first of all, hi Stormy, do you still conga the Kennebec Count mold? I do, but I guess technically I don't anymore because I finished. I'll show you them, but I have them all now. Here is the boys. Custom. This is a Pottery Barn Kids, and I just recently got him. He completed my conga. Auld Lang Syne, Chili, Kennebec Count, JCPenney 1, and Weathermont Ethan. Look how good they look. Nick's Horses asks, will new characters be introduced in season 2? Yes, there are actually several new characters. You know some of them from the casting call that we did for season 2 a couple of years ago. There are others that we casted privately who are like big POV roles, and I'm very excited for you to meet them. Okay, Megan has a question about the bidet, so I'm gonna hand this one over to Avie.
Wow. I'm so excited for this. Greetings. My name is Avery in May Forever, and I'm here to answer a question by Snoopy is My Horse. Snoopy is My Horse asks, like, what if you have a runny poop? How do you know it got all the poop? I need to know how you know the bidet got everything when it's all wet already. So I'm here to clarify a couple things about a bidet while I'm sitting with a bidet underneath me. Number 1, you still wipe. In fact, we have toilet paper right here for that exact reason. The steps of using a bidet: 1, poop. 2, use bidet. For example, bidet. Step 3, wipe. Wiping is the most important. Wiping is what gets all the poop off. So if you've let the bidet run a little bit and you're feeling good about it, wipe that bad boy. Once, twice, front to back, always. Then you look. And if there's poop on the toilet paper, you fucking wipe again. What do you think? You don't just shower it. It's not just like, the bidet doesn't do all the work. It's water. It's like taking a shit and then going straight in the shower. You don't do that. You wipe, you fucking moron.
Peppy Breyer 88 asks, is there anywhere we can listen to the Vengeance Reign soundtrack? And there will be eventually. So after these episodes come out, there will be an album of songs that Griffin did for Vengeance Reign. Griffin, that feels weird to say, is gibby to you guys. So we're also gonna do the original soundtrack, which is like all of the score music that he composed. And that'll all be on Spotify, Apple Music. It'll just go through his distributor eventually. But for now, so he has a lot of stuff already out. He has his new project, and it's called Graybles. They did Broken Wheels, which is the trailer music from the trailer that came out last week. And that will be out, I think, at the end of March or maybe in April, something like that. Spaced Out Studios asks, biggest goal within the hobby or even with Vengeance Reign? I just want Vengeance Reign to be done. That's my biggest goal in the hobby, is to be able to complete the series eventually. Flossie1 asks, hello, hope you're doing good. I hope you are too. How long do you plan to make Vengeance Reign? Again, until I finish it. So season 2 is 10 episodes, and we have 5. This weekend we'll have all 5 completed. Then we've got another 5 of those, and then the final season is either 9 or 10 episodes. So we've got like 15 more to go. But we're more than halfway done, which is insane to me, the fact that Vengeance Reign's more than halfway done. And hopefully, like I'm saying with the Patreon, if we're able to get on more of a roll and that we can put funds into it, it will be a lot faster to produce, because it's a very expensive and time-consuming production. Emma Winchester asks, what's your favorite memory from filming season 2 so far? We've had too many good times. No, this is a great one. Can I tell this one on YouTube? I'm going to. There's an episode that's very intense this season, and it took us like 16 hours to film this scene. There's a lot of fake blood involved, and we were drenched in fake blood from like head to toe. Me, Emma, and Rory just covered in blood. And someone I knew called, and they had been sitting outside my house eating sandwiches and got caught by a cop. And they called me and they were like, can you come outside and tell this cop that you know me? I'm like, first of all, what the fuck are you doing? Emma and Rory and I have to go out there and rescue this person and tell this cop like, hey, it's all good, while we're just drenched in fake blood. And he's like,
What are you guys doing?
and I'm like,
I think it would take a really long time to explain.
it was all good, but it was definitely funny. And then I think the other one was when there was just one night we were out driving around, because that's like our hobby for some reason, is just we go and drive around. We drove for like 2 hours and we ended up at the lake, and we were messing around out on the docks. It was like midnight. We were jumping back and forth on the docks and everything and just being a nuisance.
You go to a haunted house, but you just see this at the end of the hallway.
Yet again, a cop pulls up. We have a lot of legal enforcement encounters. Cop pulls up.
You guys are not supposed to be here. Can I see all of your IDs?
And so I hand this man a California ID. Rory hands this man a Hawaii ID. And Emma hands this man a Delaware ID. And he just looked at us and he was like,
Alright, you guys are gonna have to explain what the fuck you guys are doing.
he had to call in all of our IDs and confirm that they were real. And then we showed him my Instagram and explained that we are all here from across the country to film a show with my plastic horses. Yeah, so I think I showed him like the picture of Lallet in his crown, and that definitely got him to leave us alone super fast. He was like,
I don't even know where to begin with this one.
Carly and the Bandit asks, favorite episode of the new season, and that would be episode 18. Or, as you guys will know it, episode 3, but I've known it my entire life as episode 18. Cody My Pony asks, hey Foxy, when was the last time you went to BreyerFest? Also, what special runs do you like this year? The last time I went to BreyerFest was maybe 2017? I think it was 2017. It was either 2017 or 2016. But I went with my friend Malia and Avie and Gibby. The only special run I like this year is the Marin Full set. But yeah, that's very predictable of me. Briar Trot asks, what will you be looking for in the Clarion this BreyerFest? Probably more custom horses. I don't think I have any OFs that I've been thinking about. Like maybe Make-A-Wish, but I'm not gonna pay out the ass for her. So am fine with just not having her. Amy Wolf asks, Lucan, you're unhinged. Fuck, marry, kill. Avila, Lallet, and Hemrel. I can't answer this one. Is it bad if I say marry Avila, kill Hemrel, fuck Lallet? Bye. Dennis Wise Storm asks, what did you and Avie do without each other for so long? And I have no idea. Honestly, just FaceTime every second of every day. I'm actually kind of surprised she hasn't FaceTimed me during the middle of this video. Yeah, my dad growing up would just walk into the house and I wouldn't even be home. And he'd hear like, hey, Papa Fox. And like Avie's like sitting on a shelf in the corner. And we would fly back and forth to each other at least once a year. Like I would go to New York and she would come to California. She came to Virginia. Thank God now we live close to each other. Honestly, it feels super surreal. And last time we were together, I just like looked at her and got like really overwhelmed, like almost got the zoomies that she was even there. So I like jumped on her and then accidentally headbutted her and gave her a black eye. So. Dennis Widestorm asks, how did you get introduced to Breyers? I think it was Stormy. I think I found the Crystal Sins trailer. It was Crystal Sins and Conquering Tide were the two trailers out at the time. I found Schleich first, and I don't remember who introduced me to Schleich. I can't remember her channel name. One of you would know exactly who I'm fucking talking about. She had this amazing indoor Schleich barn, like made like a little series with the horses at the barn, but she's the one that I found model horses in general from, and then I discovered Breyers through Stormy and Jamie. I Am Ashley asks, how difficult is it to produce and make a whole episode of Vengeance Reign? Well, clearly it's been a second, so it takes a little bit, but I think the problem is that we'll keep trying to outdo ourselves every single time, so it gets harder and more difficult every time. There are some camera moves and horses choreographed that one shot has taken like 40 minutes to get right. One shot. So yeah, it takes a sec. All right, we're gonna move on to Discord, and then we're gonna wrap this bitch up. Shay asks, who in Vengeance Reign has the most riz? And that's definitely Bidet. Oh my god, you guys, Discord is so unhinged. Momo asks, who gives off the biggest daddy vibes? Y'all, who does give off the biggest daddy vibes? Probably also Variet. Soul asks, will there be new Vengeance Reign merch? If so, when will it be released? Yes, there is new merch coming. It'll first be available to our patrons on Patreon when that comes out, and then it'll next be available at BreyerFest, and then we'll hopefully eventually find a way to do an online store, but for now, it will be Patreon and BreyerFest people. Nick's Horses asks, which model's the most difficult to film with and who requires the most takes? Probably Lallet. Lallet sucks. His peg is broken off in his foot. I think all my hucks have their peg broken off in their foot. So he only stands on 2 feet. So he's always got to have something propping him up or someone holding him. And yeah, he definitely falls over a fuck ton. Oh my god, he has the most incredible blooper. He fell over and ripped a tablecloth out off of one of the tables, and all the props stayed on the table, and he did the fucking magic tablecloth trick. Taro asks, what would you do differently if you could go back and film season 1 again? I'd just refilm the whole fucking thing. I mean, I would be older. That would help a lot with the writing and editing and everything in general. But I think Vengeance Reign is definitely cool to watch because it starts off so interesting. And slowly turns into the production it is today. I would do a lot differently, but also I wouldn't change it, if you get what I'm saying. Koikachu asks, what advice would you give to an aspiring model horse filmmaker? I would say find an idea and a story that's yours that you really love and try and stick to it. Because I felt whenever I lost my motivation for Vengeance Reign, I would like write a new series, start production on it, but I always went back to Vengeance Reign just because it was my passion and my love. But there's very few model horse series that are finished on YouTube, first of all, that have actually an entire show out, just because it's at our age, like everyone grows up and doesn't do Breyer horse movies forever, unlike some people like me. Yeah, I would stick to one idea that you love so that you can put all of your eggs in that basket for that show. And then that way, we will keep doing it, maybe. Who knows? Jem asks, how much pain is in the upcoming season? We're not going to answer that one. Holly asks, what's your favorite part of filmmaking, model horse or otherwise? I mean, the creative aspect and just being able to get into those characters, and I loved making season 1 by myself, and it was so much fun, but I don't think anything compares to nowadays when I have a whole team of people to help me. That's definitely my favorite part, is just when I get to work with really inspiring and creative people, and we all push each other to be better filmmakers and better creatives and inspire each other every day. And yeah, I'm very thankful for the people who are creative with me. All right, that's it. That was Ask Foxy. What is next? Oh, I'm so excited because this weekend is our last shoot for Vengeance Reign, Season 2, Part 1. Unfortunately, Part 1. Yeah, we are wrapping this weekend. Avie and Megan will be here. I've got a huge set piece drying in my fucking backyard, so it's gonna all be done. We have so little left to do that it feels so nice that they're coming and we've got like a couple scenes, as opposed to, hey, come on, we need to grind from 9 a.m. to midnight because we have 20 pages to do today. For the next 3 weeks. But yeah, no, it'll be a nice, easy, fun shoot, and I'm very excited, and I get to see my girlies. All right, subscribe to my channel for more mediocre content. Like this video if you liked it. Comment down below. Comment down below your favorite fucking color. I don't know. Sure. And I'll see all my lovely vixens later. Shine on.
Here in this house I've lived 1,000 lives. I said don't worry, cause I'm really fine. I give myself the treatment that my father would. That's more than healthy.